Greetings, WHAP Warriors. Brad Anderson here, coming at you with a mini lesson about the short answer question. It's important to watch this as a preview for when we get to this in person. You will have some background knowledge so that we can hit the ground running. So let's start. The short answer question is essentially a component of the AP World History test. And the short answer question section is actually 3 short answers, and each short answer is broken down into 3 parts, an A, a B, and a C. And so really you're answering 9 questions, albeit short ones. The question will ask you to do a few of the following. Compare, describe, evaluate, explain, identify, and support an argument. And so we need to be prepared with a deep well of historical knowledge in order to draw upon that well of knowledge to answer these questions when they are tasked to us. When writing an SAQ, it is important that you are brief, that you get to the point, and that 2 to 3 sentences is okay, so long as you are using specific evidence and you are getting to the point and you are packing a punch. And doing these 3 things as a checklist. 1, answer the question. Make sure when you get done reading your short answer question, your 2 to 3 sentences, maybe 4, that you have answered the question that has been posed to you. Also, cite specific evidence. You're going to learn all sorts of historical terms this semester and next semester. Make sure that you draw upon these, being general or being broad in your answer. It won't work, and you won't get the points necessary. You need to be specific. Use specific names and places, even dates. I'm not a huge dates guy. I'm more about chronology and kind of knowing the order of things, but dates help. Knowing concepts, knowing trade goods, and geography all helps when answering a short answer question to cite specific evidence. And then explain your answer. Explain it. Once you have appropriately kind of answered and given a succinct answer to the question, you've cited specific evidence, go on to make sure you have explained it and elaborated a little bit in order to make it clear what the answer to that short answer question is. So that's a nice little checklist. Answer the question, cite specific evidence, explain your answer, and I'll touch on that again here in a second. Here, if you'd like, you can pause this section and you can take a look at what each one of those particular tasks means: to compare, describe, evaluate, explain, identify, or support an argument. I'm not going to read those to you. You can pause it right here and you can check out those so that you're clear on what those things are asking you to do in a short answer question. Once again, use this method. ACE the short answer question. This is an acronym that you will come to know well. When answering a short answer question, ACE. Answer the question quickly. Cite specific evidence specifically. Use specific historical terms and evidence. Draw upon your knowledge to answer the question and then explain. Again, briefly. Short answer questions aren't easy, but they are easier if you do the readings, you take notes, you watch the cultural supplements, you keep up in class, you listen to my stories. Right now, you should be building and filling that well of historical knowledge as each day passes by. And the important thing will be for you to retain some of what we are going over. How do you do that? You can go over your notes, you can reread, you can look back through the pictures in the textbook, read around the text. That always helps me to reacquaint myself, but it's going to help for you to have a full well of historical terms and knowledge in order to answer these questions, cite specific evidence, and explain your answer. So here's your practice, and I'm going to expect, simply out of responsibility, that you are going to take 10 minutes and complete this exercise. It should only take you about 10 minutes. So if you've done the reading, if you've taken the notes, if you've watched the supplements, if you've been in class to the best of your ability, and I know some of you, that's not an option, you should be able to do this. And worst case scenario, you have the reading, you have the notes, go ahead and use them so that you can acquaint yourself with how to do one of these. So part A of this short answer question exercise, please complete this in your journal and label it short answer question number 1. Part A, and these are very simple versions of what you might see later on. They can get tougher, but I think we'll start off with baby steps here. Part A, identify and describe 2 achievements of the Achaemenid Persian Empire. Cite specific evidence. Make sure that you're explaining it. Answer the question. Part B, identify and describe 2 consequences of the Greek victory over the Persians in the Greco-Persian Wars, 498 to 448 BCE. This is pretty specific. You might have to dig a little bit deep on this. What are 2 consequences of this? What comes of the results after the Greco-Persian Wars for Athens, for Sparta? What happens as a result of their victory? And here's a hint. What gets built? What gets expanded? Those are a couple of hints. C, explain 2 legacies of Alexander the Great's empire. His empire only lasts 10 years, right? But the legacy that he brought to the ancient world far exceeded his life and the life of his empire. So please, that should be a pretty easy one for you to answer. Cite specific evidence and explain. Be ready. 2 or 3 people might be called upon at the beginning of class to share their answers. I'm not going to pick you apart in public, but it will give me an idea of where we're at and how fast I can go moving forward. So, short answer question, 3 3-part questions. Answer the question, cite specific evidence, and explain. And then take 10 minutes right now, right after you click stop, and answer these 3 questions relating to the Age of Empires. Best of luck. I will see you back in class and look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day.